Friends, I hope you're doing well. Before we start this video, I just want to let you know that today's free item is this Northern Lights necklace. I love it. I think it's so pretty. I love the Northern Lights. I saw them for the first time last year. I'll put photos up here. It was the coolest thing in the entire world. The only thing that's weird is that I couldn't see them with like my bare eyes. We had to actually like use the phone camera to see the Northern Lights. I don't know why that's a thing. Science. Anyways though, if you would like a Northern Lights necklace, you can get one for free with any purchase on our website for the next day. We don't have a ton of stock of these. I think we have 8 to 10 available, so they probably will sell out this evening. If you would like one, I will put a link to our store down below in the description. Thank you as always for your support. And yeah, we're gonna get into some story times now. All right guys, so we're doing another story time and coloring. Today I chose this really cute ghost flower one, and the vase is the pumpkin. So that's what I'm coloring today. This is kind of a video with a bunch of different smaller story times in it. I thought it would be interesting to do one about my most uncomfortable fan interactions that definitely bordered stalker-ish behavior. And I have mentioned some of these on my vlog channel and my old podcast, but I've never talked about it on my main channel, so a lot of people have never heard these stories before, so I'm gonna talk about it. And I want to give a disclaimer: 99% of people that I meet are amazing and I have the best interactions, and if you ever see me in public, please come say hi. I would love to give you a hug. You know, everything is usually fine. These are like few and far between, but they do happen on very rare occasions. This first one is not too bad, okay? We're gonna start with like the least bad and we're gonna build up. All right. So when I first moved into my previous house, so not this house, this was a house that I bought when I was like 21 or 22 years old, which I was so grateful for. I moved in, I brought all my stuff, I was so excited, and honestly, I was kind of hoping that no one in the neighborhood would know what I did for a living, because I kind of wanted to keep like a, you know, private life. I wanted my identity to be kind of undercover, and I really wanted to make friends with the neighbors and just like enjoy my time there. But unfortunately, one day after I had gone shopping, and this was when I was first living all by myself, like it was just me in a house alone. It was before my husband Ty had moved in with me. I had come back one night from grocery shopping and I stepped outside my car and it was like pitch black. It was nighttime and I was unloading my groceries, and suddenly I hear people laughing somewhere around me, and I look and there's a group of young boys standing in my driveway. They're probably, I don't know, they might have been in like grade 8, so they were probably like 12? I can't remember how old you are in grade 8, but I think they were around 12 years old. And they were like standing in the shadows, so it kind of freaked me out, and I did not know who they were. And they started saying like, oh my gosh, are you Jessiivee? Are you Jessiivee? And I kind of like laughed it off and like didn't really answer, and I was kind of like still unloading my groceries, wondering why they were standing literally in my driveway in front of my car. And so I start like, you know, trying to go back in the house, and they start following me, and they were like, answer us. Are you Jessiivee? Like, we need to know. Are you the famous YouTuber? And I was like, no. And I was like walking up to my door, and they were like, yes, you are. We know you are. And I just ignored them. I went into the house and I was like, okay, hopefully that was like a one-time thing and I won't experience that again. But it kind of became a pattern, and I think what freaked me out the most is that it would always happen at night, like after I went grocery shopping or after I was coming back from visiting my parents or something. I would pull into my driveway, and suddenly out of nowhere, these group of guys would like surround me as I was getting out of my car, you know, asking if like I could give them a shout out on YouTube and if I could follow them on Instagram, and like asking me all kinds of questions about YouTube, and it always made me incredibly uncomfortable, and they would like follow me up to my door. And I remember it would happen so often that like I would prepare before driving back to my house. I would have like Ty on the phone with me, and I would be like, okay, just stay on the phone because like I have to get into the house and these kids are driving me nuts and it's making me really uncomfortable and nervous. So I began to notice that one of the kids in this group was the neighbors across from us, like their kid. And so it was super awkward, but one day I had to go over to that house and speak to the kid's mom. And I was like, I'm so sorry, like, but this is what your kid is doing and it's making me feel super uncomfortable and awkward, and if you don't mind talking to him. And I remember being so scared to like tell this to her because I'm basically like tattletaling on her kid, right? No one wants to do that. But she was surprisingly very, very nice, very understanding. She was very apologetic, and she spoke to her kid, and they never showed up ever again. I think the only time we had a really awkward interaction was on Halloween. Ty was handing out candy, and these kids like had an excuse to come up to our door to get candy. They were like asking Ty, like, where is she? Like, I know Jessiivee lives here. Like, can she come down and talk to us? Can we blah, blah, blah? And Ty was like, no. Please no. So I think a lesson that we can all learn is if you ever find out where your favorite influencer lives or your favorite celebrity lives or someone that you follow online, their house is their private space. It's where they feel safe. It's where they don't really want to be their influencer self. They want to just be themselves and be comfortable in their homes. Don't follow them there. Don't take pictures of their house. Don't stand in their driveway. It just makes us feel very scared, especially because like you guys know us so well, but we don't know you, right? So like there's that like strange thing where, you know, you are a stranger, even though like we appreciate the support online and, you know, we really care about you as a follower and a subscriber. We don't know your face, right? Anyway, the next story is that Ty ended up moving in with me and all was good, and we started to go to a coffee shop near our house pretty much on a daily basis. One day, the lady who was taking our order noticed that I was Jessiivee and she watched my videos, and she was very, very sweet when I first met her. She was like handing us our coffee and our donuts, and she was like, oh my gosh, you're Jessiivee, like, do you mind pulling around the corner and I'll like come and take a photo with you? And I had no problem doing that. So we got our food and we kind of just like went around to the side of the cafe. I got out, I took a photo with her. She was really nice, and then we just like went on our way. And we noticed that like on a weekly basis when we would go to this coffee shop, she would be there and she would always say hello, and she was so friendly and like all was good. I had no idea that this would like escalate in any way. Then one day I was out shopping all by myself, and I was walking out to my car. I don't know why all these things happen with my car, but I was walking to my car and she was like leaning against it already, and she was like, hi, like I saw that you were shopping and like I wanted to like just talk to you and like maybe we can take another photo. And I was a little uncomfortable with the fact that she was already at my car, but I tried not to like make a big deal about it because like I kind of knew her at this point and like we had a friendly conversation. I got in my car and went to my next stop to do my shopping. And her and her friends were on bicycles, and they followed my car all the way to the next store that I was at. I got out of my car and they were like surrounding me and talking to me, and I was feeling uncomfortable at this point. You know, I try and be nice, and then I went shopping, went back out to my car, and they were still at my car. I remember I called Ty on the way home and I was like, I don't know, like these girls are following me and they're on their bicycles, and you know, the leader of the pack is the girl that's at the cafe that we see all the time, and like I don't know what to do. Anyway, I eventually got home. They didn't follow me home. All was good. At this time, and this would have been probably back in 2018 or 2019, I was kind of a part of some of these like group chats. Like they were kind of like fan chats that some people would put together on Instagram, and sometimes I would like pop in and like say hello and stuff, and it was like really, really fun, and I did enjoy those little chats. But one day, and I don't really remember like how this came about or like who specifically told me, but one day in the group chat, someone informed me that the girl from the cafe had taken photos of my house and sent everyone the photos in the group chat. Like she had been in my backyard taking photos of our back door, and she had been like around the house just like taking photos and sending it to these group chats. And the people in the group chats were actually really uncomfortable with this, and they let me know, which is amazing. Thank you so much. If anyone ever does anything crazy like that, please let me know. I appreciate being informed. And then I found out that like her mom was a real estate agent, and she was like asking her mom like how much I bought the house for, and like very, very personal information and details like about my private life. That was really crazy to experience. And so Ty and I actually moved soon after, not just because of her. I think that was a factor though. We didn't feel safe anymore. We just felt like our house was like exposed. And so we ended up moving to this house that we're in now. Now, the next interaction I'm going to be telling you about didn't happen like in person, face to face. It was something that was happening online. It was more of like an online stalking, harassment sort of situation. And before I tell you this story, I have to give you some background information. So back when I was in high school, I was really into art, as many of you guys know, and I was really into making like business cards for people and logos for people and like custom paintings and stuff. And so I think when I was in like grade 10 or 11, and this literally would have been back in 2009, 2010, like a very long time before I started my YouTube channel, I made this Facebook page. I'm not gonna tell you what I called it, but it was a very specific name that I called my little business. And I was basically promoting myself as making custom artwork. Now, I stopped that business like 2 years into it because I was getting ready to go to college. I was way too busy. And so I totally abandoned that Facebook page, okay? So if you ever find it, you literally won't see posts past like 2010. And it's very obvious that it's like a dead business page. I actually totally forgot about it. So one day, about 2 or 3 years ago, so this was fairly recently, I got a message from a guy that I have never heard of before, did not have him on Facebook. He was a total stranger to me. And he said something like, I found your art and design page and I would really love a custom painting and I would like it to look like this and I have this much budget. Can you please get back to me like ASAP? I saw that message and I was like, why would a man be messaging me about an art and design page that hasn't been active in like 12 years? So I literally just ignored it because I was like, what even is this? And as the days went on where I wasn't replying to him, he would like check in on a daily basis, like, hello, like I want my artwork, like I need this to be made ASAP, like, hello, why aren't you answering me? So eventually I just blocked him because he was making me really uncomfortable and I was like, I have no idea who this man is. By the way, for this story, there are so many like Facebook messages I could show you, like it's pretty intense. So I think I'm gonna actually show those messages over on my members only channel. I'll make like a video dedicated to this where I actually show all of these like creepy messages from this dude. So if you wanna see that, the video is up now. I will link it down below in the description. If you're on your computer, you should see a button to join my membership page. And if not, if you're on your phone, there will be a link down below that you can click to join to become a member. But I'm still gonna tell the story here. I'm just not gonna show like all of the interactions that we had here. So like I said, I blocked this guy and lo and behold, a couple days later, I get a message from the same guy. He has made a totally new Facebook account because I had blocked his other one. And this time, instead of talking about my art stuff, he was like, hi Jessie, like I follow you on YouTube and I know your real name and I was able to find your Facebook account even though it's private, and I really hope you give me a second to like be able to talk to you and interact with you because I think, you know, after being your follower for so long, I deserve some sort of communication with you. Can you please get back to me? And I was like, whoa. It really scared me. And so I blocked him. I think it goes without saying that like I have, you know, public pages like on Instagram and my TikTok and my YouTube. I even have a business email. So if you're not contacting me in those areas and you're trying to find like my private like Facebook with my real name and my real family members and friends in real life and you're contacting me there, there's something wrong with that. And that does not make me feel safe. And this went on for weeks, where this guy was making new Facebook accounts just to be able to message me to be like, hi, why aren't you responding? Like, I've been a fan for 5 years. This is so rude that you're not answering me. And I know what your real last name is, and I will tell everybody. Beginning to like blackmail me and threaten me about all these like details that he knew about my real life. And if I didn't give him a chance to like speak to me, he was gonna like reveal it. And so I just kept blocking this guy. And I guess he got tired of making like new accounts over and over again. So instead of messaging me, he started reaching out to my family members. So like my sister Mandy got a message for him and he was like, hi, like tell your sister to answer me and why won't she talk to me? He reached out to Ty's Facebook account. He reached out to my parents' Facebook accounts. He reached out to my cousins, my aunts, my uncles. All these people were calling me to be like, hey, like this guy is like messaging me, asking about you, like who is he? And I was like, please block him. Like if he messages you, just block him right away. And like once again, I'll show you, like I have screenshots of what he was sending my family members and I will be showing that on my members video. But like, oh my goodness, the audacity to go that far. And like, it's just crazy to me how this guy actually thought that maybe like someone in my family would be like, yeah, I'll let Jessie know that you want to talk to her. You know what? Here's her phone number. Like, what did he think was gonna happen? He even started messaging like fan accounts on Instagram, like people who were just posting, like reposting my content and making really cool edits and stuff. Like he was harassing them as well. And I think to one person, he even posed as being like one of my cousins to try and get that fan account to talk to him and get the fan account to like make me talk to him. It was crazy. And then he like stopped for a year and then tried a year later once again, and I had to block him once again. And thankfully it's been a couple years now where I haven't heard from him. I really hope that this video doesn't make him want to reach out to me again in some sort of angry way. And if he is watching, I just want to say, I don't know you. I have no idea who you are, and it's creeping me out that you're reaching out to people in my real life with information about me. I also want to let people know that we do have like files that we put disturbing things like this in to give to police, just so these people are on their radars. I think that's important to say. I also have a kind of disturbing fan interaction that actually Mandy and I, my sister, both had when we did a meet and greet back in, I think it was either 2017 or 2018. And we told that story on my podcast about a year ago. And so I think instead of like me sitting here and telling it to you, I think we're gonna insert the clip from the podcast so you can hear us both talking about it. So let's play that right now.
So like we had like a meet and greet back in like, what was it, like 2017. So many people showed up.
Hundreds.
It was like lines and lines of people.
Took all day.
And there was this girl who, and I like even like hesitate to talk about it now because I'm scared she's gonna watch this and it's gonna continue.
Yeah.
But like, don't reach out if that, you know who you are. She was in the line, came to us, took the picture. She gave us gifts. She like had a little chat with us, but she would not move on. And we had to like continue to move things going forward, right, because there were so many people to get to. And like, even though like those moments are so like important and like we want to hear your stories and have those moments with you, there's just so many people. We have to like move it along at some point. So she just like wasn't getting it. And then the people that were sort of like trying to help move things along
had to be like,
we're like, okay, like let's go. It's time to move on. And then she stood like next to us while we were doing like talking to other people.
Like she wouldn't leave.
She wouldn't leave. And then eventually somebody was like, okay, you gotta go. She went to the end of the line and waited, and then once everyone left, she came back to us.
But this was like nighttime. Like we had been
the
there
end of the day.
All day. It was now like pitch dark outside. She was at the very end of the line. Like she had waited hours after originally seeing us just to make sure she was the very last one to see us again.
I didn't get creepy vibes yet because she just seemed like she didn't read the room. Like she was very like, we should make videos together, and like, here's my number, can you give me your number?
And we're like, no, we can't.
Yeah, obviously she feels like she knows us really well, but she's a stranger to us.
And she was an adult. Like she had bus there by herself. Just so you know, it's not a kid.
No.
It was a a young adult.
She would have been in her
probably
20s.
early 20s. She got there by herself. She got on transit.
Yeah.
She was by herself. Like, it wasn't a little kid. We wouldn't be upset
No,
about
no,
a little
no.
kid.
It was a woman.
Yeah, it was a woman.
And we were trying to be really nice and like trying to say like, hey, we need to leave, but we don't want her to watch us leave. We don't want her to follow us home.
Yeah.
It's just like safety precautions, like security. But she like wasn't getting it.
But the thing is, like, it was also the questions that she was asking, and it was as if we were already her friends.
Yes,
Like, she
yes.
wanted to meet us again in person.
Yep.
When are we filming
Let's
together?
schedule something.
Call me, like, all these things. And she actually had a vlog camera where she was just filming us
Yeah.
without our
Yeah.
and was just like talking like, we're gonna collab and it was very in our face, and we were uncomfortable. We were very uncomfortable.
But
Anyway,
we didn't
continue.
we didn't have
yeah.
the seriousness of her
Yeah.
mental state. Later on, we went on Twitter when Twitter was Twitter. We sort of found her on there because she had been
messaging
us, tagging us, replying to us, and then we sort of figured out that like, oh, it's her, because on her profile it's like her picture. But it wasn't a vlog channel, it was like a ghost hunting YouTube channel, but her videos were all her going into people's backyards. Do you remember? She would go into actual subdivisions and like go into people's
without
backyards.
permission, like just random people's property
Yeah. At night.
Yeah, it was always at night.
Hopping fences. Like, it was really creepy.
Yeah.
And she was obsessively messaging. The second you'd post, not even 1 second would go by and she'd be replying to it and whatever. In 2017, I was young. I would have been, what, like 22? I don't know. Not even.
I was like 22 in 2017.
Oh, see? So I would have been like 19, 20?
You would have been like, yeah.
So I posted something on Twitter that was kind of depressing. It was probably just one of those like sappy, sad posts that were like, maybe if I was depressed or something, I was like, I wrote something, but I regretted it because I'm like, ugh, I don't want to post that.
Yeah.
So I posted something sad because I was feeling sad, and I guess she had replied to it right away, and she was trying to be supportive or whatever, but I deleted the whole post literally probably like 10 seconds after posting it because I was like, ugh,
because you were embarrassed about the post.
I was embarrassed about me being so publicly
depressed,
sad like that. Yeah. And right after I deleted it, she went off the rails, angry. How could Mandy do this? I'm trying to support her. I'm trying to be nice. She had a screenshot of my post, and she had already screenshotted it. Like, did she screenshot everything? She was posting, she was like, those are they're and they're fake. On her Twitter, all of this nasty, angry, hateful stuff of Jess and I.
Yeah.
And like, I met them and they're not who they say they are and they're this and that. And it was right after I had deleted that post.
Yeah.
And she was like she had replied like, oh, like, I understand, like, you're gonna get through this, blah blah blah. Seconds after, those they're fake and the phony and whatever. We had like our Tumblrs or whatever, and like the next day she had like posted some anonymous thing. I forget if it was in your Tumblr or if it was mine.
I think it was mine.
I think it was yours, but it was like,
Creepy.
oh, you know this girl, she was a big fan, this was her Twitter, this was her name, she like unalived herself last night.
She died.
And here's the thing, we know by now this girl's way of writing and her way of saying things and typing things.
But we also had friends and mutual friends who had dealt with her before, and she has shown up at their meet and greets and have harassed them, and especially online afterwards has messaged them. So it's not just us. We've had other people saying like, be careful of this girl. Like, she sticks around after the meet and greets. She is obsessive. Like, people knew about her.
Didn't she call one of your friends' workplaces and try to get them fired?
Yes, because she was in love with this male YouTuber, and the male YouTuber had a husband. And so obviously he wasn't interested in her, and she went after him. Like, she called everyone he knew. Like, it was very destructive. Like, she went after him. Like, his life. She was trying to ruin his life.
And I remember the gift that she gave me. It was a peppermint Bath and Body Works candle.
Yeah.
And I was so scared that it was like hexed.
Oh.
I just threw it out because I was so scared because I guess because she knew from my channel that I loved like home decor and like lifestyle videos and stuff like that. And so she gave me like a
And
peppermint.
it would have been a sweet gesture.
So sweet.
If the events afterwards didn't occur, right?
Yeah.
Like, we appreciate gifts.
Totally would have burned that candle.
Yeah.
Happily.
Like,
but
used it.
Luca was like, bad vibes.
Yeah.
Bad vibes. You don't know.
Yeah.
So I just threw it out. But yeah, it was really creepy because she was trying to convince us that she had unalived herself.
And by the way,
it was our fault.
she hadn't.
No.
She created new accounts and started tweeting again and stuff. So it was just to get our attention. And it was brutal. And like,
It was day after day after day after day. And I remember she like went on some forum and she was posting like
about us.
our actual identities
Yeah.
and like where we went to school and where we grew up and where we lived and like phone numbers and like all kinds of stuff that she found.
Yeah.
Personal information.
No, she was our actual stalker. And it's
So
I
weird.
hope nothing happens after we do this.
I
don't
know.
think she's going to be listening to our podcast.
Hope we don't regret this.
I know. If things start happening, you guys know that's who it is.
I mean, it's been years.
It has been. 2017 was a long time ago. And she just abruptly stopped. Hopefully she's okay.
But I feel like if she was doing those things to other people, like there must have been some kind of cease and desist or like some sort of report on her. That is, someone complained, somebody
maybe
reported it.
I was actively reporting her on social media, so maybe she just got all her accounts taken down and couldn't make a new one easily. I don't know. We haven't seen her since, and I know that for any meet and greet that I do, I give her photo to our security.
Wow.
So
that's
in
really smart.
case she's listening, we do have security measures in place.
That's
Police
really smart.
are aware, so we do have measures.
I didn't know that you did that.
Yeah, and especially like when I
Good
went
for
on
you.
tour and stuff, like we have certain people that we give to police and security to make sure that they don't come near us.
Good.
Precautions are in
Happy to
place.
hear
But yeah,
that.
that was creepy.
Anyways, guys, those are all of the stories that I wanted to mention today. I do have a bunch of like smaller incidents here and there, but I don't want to like make it seem that every conversation I have with someone is bad, because like I said, it is not. I love meeting you guys. Like honestly, if I had to think about my most favorite things that I do in my entire career on YouTube, it's my meet and greet days. Truly, truly meeting you guys, talking to you, hugging you, seeing the artwork that you make for me, like those are my favorite memories ever of being a YouTuber. So for those of you that have been respectful and kind to me, I appreciate you and thank you for that. I'm gonna go ahead and finish off this artwork. Tom just wanted to say bye-bye to everybody and that he hopes you enjoyed today's vlog and that we hope to see you in the next one. But he's not even making eye contact. Look at the people. Look at the people. They're in there. They're in the lens right here. They live in there. He's not looking, but he says goodbye. Bye, guys.